Hi, everybody. It's Erica LaFleur. I am the Chief Creative Officer and co founder of Forward Fashion Group. And I am so excited to walk you guys through the Next in the District grant competition. This is year two. We are so excited that we were able to make this bigger and better than ever. And of course, we took lots of feedback from our participants last year, and uh, we're just excited. So, if you are a creative in the fashion industry, please listen ahead to hear how you can participate and hopefully win some great grant money to continue or to build your business. So, this year's theme is future frequency, and all the chatter out there around um, AI and just the scary bits. We want to make it not scary, so we're really focused on innovating in multiple ways. So it does not have to be using AI or anything like that, but we are really wanting to bridge maybe that knowledge gap that some of us creatives might have and how we can leverage it to further our business and make really cool stuff. Okay, so just to get into the the organization. So we are community driven organization dedicated to empowering emerging multicultural fashion talent in DFW. So the word emerging and the word multicultural is very important to us. We want to make sure that if you are kind of a little hesitant in certain areas of building your fashion business, we want to be the organization that really helps to again fill in any of those holes for you. And if you have ever felt disenfranchised within the fashion industry in any way, we are here to build an equitable program for everyone, and that is not only multicultural, but again, anyone who has felt disenfranchised or has felt that they didn't have the resources, tools, um, XYZ for the fashion industry. We want to, say that there is room for everyone. And yes, things just have not been fair for everyone. And so we also want to make sure that we give everybody that needs one a leg up and the same foundation that maybe some of our more privileged people out there might have gotten. So, why does that matter? Number one, because diversity matters. Diversity in thought, diversity in background, diversity, it matters. It's what drives our culture, it's what drives our fashion industry, and it's important. So, we want to make sure also that those new ideas aren't being overshadowed by, um, funding issues or education issues or feeling like misrepresented. We want to make sure that we keep a very diverse fashion industry. There is room literally for everyone. Find your people. Anyway, I will get off of that. But we're really excited to say that we have new supporters, new um, interest from companies, businesses, individuals from all walks of life that are kind of on the same wavelength, really wanting to support us. So, our event, if you were not in attendance last year, there was such an energy in the room that we want to replicate and magnify for this year. It is still going to be a grant competition, a design competition. So, we'll have a little bit of, you know, competitive nature to it, but it's really about community. It's really about having not only a night to step out, but also to celebrate the amazingness of this industry and of the people in it. It's going to be on October 21st, again at Samuel Lynn Gallery. We're really, really excited for that space. It is very, very cool. So we are mapping out an amazing runway, and you are going to be uh, flanked by beautiful artwork. And if you haven't been in there, a lot of it is so inspiring and very future forward. So you guys are going to be excited, hopefully, to see what we have in store. So, again, we are taking a step up from last year. So, these are our goals for this year, which I know that we are going to exceed. So, we're looking at over 300 expected attendees. And this is, really across the board in terms of, fashion enthusiasts, people that are in fashion, people who love fashion and wear fashion and buy fashion, uh, corporations that, understand the value of our industry. There are going to be real opportunities to connect in that audience. We're also hoping that we get a lot of you applying. So we are going to cap our competition to 10 because we want to make sure that we are able to give as much value as possible to as many of you as possible. And there are limits to that. So we just want to make sure that we're able to, give as much as we can in those areas. And, hopefully we can expand that even more next year. We shall see. All right. So, just to kind of level set on your experience as a designer slash as a team member on the design team. So, this is going to not only be a runway show, we're also embedding an amazing incubator program leading up to the show. And it's not going to be this insane amount of work or insane amount of added hours. It's going to be these really intentional, concentrated workshops once a month that we're going to embed and just kind of help to create milestones throughout our time together, where you'll be able to not only build a collection, but also build education around building a sustainable business. That's what we really care about. Is after this show, we want to see you guys succeed and move forward. So these are going to be curated workshops with leaders in several different industries, very specific topics, and it's kind of laid out in a way that will follow along with your design process. So it'll all make sense. But we'll walk through exactly what that incubator program looks like in a moment. But just to start out with your baseline requirements. So this is going to be a capsule collection again. So last year we asked for 3 head to toe looks, and this year we are asking for 4 designed head to toe looks. We are only going to have 3 on the runway. And what this is doing is basically, again, walking us through a real world scenario. If you are selling to a wholesale buyer, if you're selling to consumers, direct to consumer, there are always going to be things that drop from the line, right? We're not going to let you get all the way to the finish line, hems, hand sewn, all of that. We're not going to get that far with 4. There is going to be basically a part in the design process where we'll ask to narrow it down. So that'll be, really hard. You got to think, beyond these being your babies and think really about what makes business sense. So we're doing this very intentionally. And this was actually KJ Moody's. He wanted to be a little bit more cutthroat about it and do, make the 6 go down to 3 or something like that. But, we decided we weren't going to do that to you. So, but we think it's a great idea to really give you the spirit of editing yourself. Okay. Like I said, It's going to be head to toe. The difference this year is you're going to be building your team. So whether you are a single designer or a group of designers, um, you can figure out how you want to structure your team, but we will not be providing the hair and makeup this time. You are going to build those relationships just like you would in the real world, and you're going to build those relationships and create those head to toe looks. So if you want to be, the person doing the whole shebang from head to toe, have at it. That's not the real world, but I think you might learn a good lesson in needing to work with other people. We are not going to let you fail at this or falter at this. We will support you with resources, lists, people that you can kind of talk to get connected with. But you really need to get in the habit of, finding your people, building a team, and being that entrepreneur to get things moving forward. So we're going to take off the kid gloves a little bit and give you a little bit more of that control. So you're the creative director, you're thinking head to toe. And whether you are a stylist, a makeup artist, whatever, find your team, find your people, and let's make it work. All right. So the other big requirement this year is going to be the technology integration. So don't let this be scary for you. This can be integrating technology either, directly on the runway, LED lights maybe in a dress, or I don't know, something changing, tactile. Are you going to do maybe a textile innovation that's using some unconventional materials and you're turning it into a textile? There's all of these things that you can kind of think through, and there will be a workshop to kind of help you walk through it. But you do want to be thinking about that very early on and how you want to execute that. And we are going to be doing a lot more storytelling behind the scenes so that we can help to share what that innovation is. So if it's just, within your design process that you're integrating some really cool software, are you doing 3D? Are you mocking up everything in 3D? Those are things that we'll definitely share with the audience. So you can think through what that innovation might be for you. Now, as part of the incubator program, we are also going to be injecting a retail ready product requirement. So basically, at the end of this incubator program, we want you to have one hero product. And that hero product, you have to either be able to have 5 units ready to sell between online and at the actual show, or that you're able to do, like if you're a custom designer, for example, that you're able to create 5 items, that we're able to sell 5 items. And it's up to 5 for us for this program. Anything beyond that, which we hope that you do continue to sell this beyond that on your own, that's up to you. This does come with a revenue model of you taking home 80% as the design team, and then Forward Fashion Group takes home 20%, and that is again going into funding our next year's program grants. So any money that we make goes back into the next. So we are really excited to kind of partner with you guys on this, and we'll be creating a nice pop-up situation at the show itself, but then also have an online component where people are able to do pre-sales. We'll hype it up. In fact, we are going to make that a little kind of bump in your scoring. So it'll still be audience judged in real time, but we do want to also give you some, a little bit of a boost if you do make great sales by the end of the selling period. So we will definitely walk through what that retail ready product is through the incubator program, make sure it's priced right, make sure it's something that you can actually accomplish. And 5 units is nothing, but you have to learn how to, somewhat scale. Even if you're a custom designer, what are some things that, you feel confident that you'd be able to execute 5 times over, right? So 5, you can do it. All right. So also, of course, we're going to have that live runway and retail experience. So again, the retail experience is going to be that pop-up. We also are hoping to have a great sponsor that will do an activation as well. So stay tuned there. And again, the incubator program, I'll walk you through exactly what that looks like in a couple of slides ahead. Now, in terms of entry fees, they are gone. They are banished for this year because, again, we want to make it equitable. So instead of you guys paying an entry fee, we're actually giving you money, a stipend to get started. So the stipend is, again, to level the playing field a little bit where we can. Obviously, you know, you guys can go over and beyond that stipend in creating your collection to make it, what you want it to be. And in lieu of the entry fee that you guys would be doing, we're going to ask you to sell or purchase 10 tickets. And those tickets can be general admission, lowest level ticket, or VIP tickets, whatever. We do want, again, you guys to fill that audience with your supporters. Again, it's a competition that's got live judging, so fill that room, you know. And we're only asking for 10, and that's, again, in lieu of you guys giving us an entry fee. So you guys can participate 100%, no additional money down besides, of course, what you might need to create your looks. All right. Now, in terms of the timeline, so we are in May, and we have a very short turn time in getting our teams developed because we want to make sure we get straight into the incubator program in June. So all throughout this month of May, we are going to be taking our applications in. So there's going to be a link for you guys to go and fill out that application. And then, of course, you guys in the background should be kind of getting your team together. So, as soon as you can, start talking to those makeup artists, stylists, accessory designers, anybody that you need to, create that full head to toe look that's in your head. We will also, as part of our judging, I guess, to get our teams narrowed down to 10, we will be doing an interview just to kind of hear your thoughts, get to know you, and just make sure also that you are a great fit for the incubator program. So we're going to be accepting only 10 teams. All right. In June, July, and August, that's really going to be you guys embedding yourselves in the incubator program. Again, these workshops are only going to be a couple hours. So one a month for a couple hours. And they're going to be super impactful. And of course, from there, you can integrate that in your design process as much or as little as you want. But I think you'll get a lot out of these incubator programs. We have amazing, amazing people coming to share things with us. In September, so this is really where we'll kind of narrow down from that 4 to 3. And we will be focused on, entrepreneurship. So how can you scale this thing that you're thinking through? If this is, just sort of a departure from your normal business, normal brand, let's get back to what your norm is and get you in front of some professionals that can help talk through things like, protecting your intellectual property, Like, are you in the right business formation for what you want to do? Funding, how do you continue to get funding for your dreams? So there's so many great ways to accomplish the same goal, and so we think that these professionals will really help to guide us there. Um, in early October, so again, the competition is in late October, October 21st, and early October. That's when we'll start to look at launching our product, our 5 units. Hopefully, you sell out in minutes. We'll see. Uh, but it only, helps to really get the audience engaged and excited to come and see what else you're going to do. So this is kind of like, think of this as your teaser product. So they'll have a preview of that. And then, of course, uh, you don't have to sell 5. We will basically keep 5 units up on our website until it's all sold out. And then again, you can do what you want beyond that with that product. Okay. So getting into the incubator. So you're going to start out with, so we're going basically through an end-to-end design process. So your first workshop is going to be around branding and design. So whether you have an established business, an established brand or not, this is a great time to evaluate who you are, what you want, where you see yourself. And then, of course, get down to the brass tacks of you got a collection to design. So we're going to just, start to get really deep into getting our ideas out there, collecting our ideas. And, this workshop is very, very centered on the DNA of, who you are targeting in terms of customers, and creating a collection. Now, incubator number 2 is going to take everything that you've just done, and now you got to put strategy around it. So, how are you going to sell this? How are you pricing this? What is your storytelling around it? To really try to not only entice an end consumer, but entice maybe a buyer if you're doing wholesale. So this is really about the strategy around your product. Next is going to be our innovation incubator. So we're going to get some exciting people in to kind of walk you through, okay, now there's some technology out there that's literally being developed as we speak that is going to help to push you maybe a little bit further. So now that you've kind of started these designs, like what's maybe that thing that can take them over the top? We don't want you to be fully influenced by this maybe innovation piece. We want this innovation piece to elevate what you're doing already, right? So that's what technology does. It's a supplement. So don't think of it as, gosh, there's this LED light that I absolutely have to use. It's, oh my gosh, what if I put an LED light in my sheer bubble skirt? We're really elevating something like your ideas that are already there. And then, of course, we're also going to be teaching you some other, process driven AI innovations, some ways to like speed up your work. So now that you know how to do things more traditionally, how can you now say, okay, these are the parts that I care about, keeping intact, being very hands-on with. These are the part that maybe I can give up to ChatGPT or Claude, right? So, so this workshop is going to be very much centered on that and creating a sustainable process that makes sense for you and your business and how you like to operate. And then, of course, again, we're going to have a couple of speakers that are really exciting in this space to get your wheels turning. Our last workshop is really going to be focused on entrepreneurship. So, this is really the end. Like, how do you really keep this going sustainably for your energy, sustainably for your pocket, sustainably for the environment, perhaps? So, thinking about entrepreneurship being a business minded, creative entrepreneur, that's what we're really hoping to drive home here. So we'll have experts in the room that will talk to you about business structure, about creative law, so like your IP protections, trademarks, all of those things that you shoot. If you're doing some amazing, innovative thing for this runway, how do you protect it? So we really want to give you those tools and at least those connections with those professionals that maybe you can reach out to even after this. So we're really helping you structure for long-term sustainability. All right. So again, this is an end-to-end process. We are injecting these incubator workshops not to be cumbersome or not to tell you what to do or have any type of control over your design process. This is really to help you to learn and grow as an individual. And in fact, um, to me, it's an opportunity, right? Because you're going to be put in front of some really interesting and powerful people. So we're excited about it. Okay, so on top of that, perhaps you have a early stage, maybe even a somewhat thriving business already. So if you would also like to think about doing a swag bag entry, we are more than happy to include that, free of charge from you guys. So it would be a minimum quantity of 100 so that we can get these out to our VIPs. But again, this is another, be creative with how you're getting your name out there. Is there something that could be intriguing to people that, kind of helps to remember you by within the swag bag? So obviously think about what type of effort that requires, what type of financial commitment that requires. But we do want to give you that opportunity for free. It is usually something that we charge for. And lastly, there's advertising opportunities as well. These are paid opportunities. So we are doing a digital catalog, the same. We had a beautiful one last year, but we are going to be a lot more intentional this year in how we're getting it out there. And it is going to also continue to be distributed out to sponsors and things like that. So the more that, they kind of see your business and see that you are established, the more you might be able to, directly reach out because they've maybe seen your, how polished your branding is or polished you are as a business owner, and being able to, get your name out there. So anyway, very simple. Again, it's going to be digital, but also it will be distributed well beyond this event. All right. Here's some social proof. These are our numbers from last year. So we had $35,000 in in-kind sponsorships. We awarded $5,000 last year. This year we are wanting to do a third, second, and first place. So more winnings to be had. So we do hope that you guys get excited about that. And like I said, so we had, I think, 6 teams last year, so 13 designers. This year, there's no cap on what the team structure is. It could be a team of 1. It doesn't matter. But again, you're doing a head to toe look. So whatever that means for you, accessories, hair, makeup, styling, of course, the clothes. Think about who you might want to support on your team. And again, we are here to help you with that. But we are capping it at 10 teams. So we actually prefer a little bit less, but we will commit to at least 10 teams, or sorry, at most 10 teams. So I hope that you guys are one of them. So next step, we have until May 22nd to get your applications in. So there is going to be a link to that application below if it's on YouTube, I suppose. And of course, in our Instagram link tree, you'll also see that link. But get your applications in by May 22nd. We will be doing designer interviews. These are just over Zoom. And basically, what they are is we might want to see a little bit of a portfolio. If you have a starting idea as to how you might integrate or conceptualize the future frequency theme, that would be amazing. But again, you don't have to have anything specifically prepared. We just want to get to know you, get to know your goals, and I hope that you guys align with what our goals are as well. And then designer selections will be May 29th. And again, we'll start the incubator program in June. And with those incubator programs, we want to make it as convenient as possible. So we will be working with you guys to, confirm availability and all of that. So we'll give you a heads up in the designer application as to what those dates might look like. So, all right, that's all I got. I really, really hope to see you guys showing up in my inbox very soon. And I'm so looking forward to meeting you and seeing your ideas come to life. Oh, and reach out if you have any questions. You can reach out directly to me. It's Erica at FWDFashionGroup.org. Or, of course, you can follow the email here, info@forwardfashiongroup.org, if you have any questions. So, all right, looking forward to meeting you all.